Now that I'm 40, I realize I have to love people different ways. There's no one size fits all for love. Some people you come into contact with or that you are already family and friends with, you can love them directly, no strings attached, right? Meaning what? Like y'all go out, y'all spend time, you just enjoy each other's company, no strings attached, no requirements like, oh, I was there for you, so you owe me this, or I did this for you, and now you got to do this for me. There's no expectations. The only expectation is love. Just love. And I realize I haven't always had that. I feel like in my life, I have been a people pleaser. I've always wanted to just shower everybody with love. I went around treating everybody as a one size fits all, like giving everybody the same level of love. And honestly, not everybody is deserving of that level of love. I believe it's in the book of Matthew. I believe it's chapter 7 where it says, do not cast your pearls before swine or something. Don't cast your pearls between swine. What does that mean? It means, to me, not everybody deserves direct access to you. If you know you have a good energy about you, if you know you give 1,000% of yourself to everybody, or when you're in a relationship, whether it's a friendship, family, friends, if you know you give your all, then you have to be very careful and very selective in who you let in. And I believe that was one of my mistakes. I believe I had that same mentality, but with everybody. And not everybody deserved to be let in. And when I did that, it opened up the door for me to be hurt time and time again. Which is why eventually I had to slowly just detox from toxicity. Do not cast your pearls before swine. If you know you have a good nature about yourself, why are you entertaining toxicity? So I started thinking about love, right? Like, love is different. The way you show love is different upon each person. You can't love everybody the same way. You can love some people, no strings attached. There's some people you have to love with boundaries. Do not be afraid to set your boundaries because it's for your mental health. Early on, I did not set boundaries. My mental health really suffered. There was times I really didn't know like how I was going to make it. Some of the things I found out is sometimes some of the most caring people are strangers. Some of the most loving people are not even blood. They just love you for who you are. Not for what you can do for them. They just love you. Not to compete with you. They just love you. You have to love everybody differently. Some people set a firm line. Draw a line in the sand. Some people you have to love through limited contact. Some people you have to love through no contact. Again, there's seasons. Life is seasons. That one person that you decide you might have to love through no contact or limited contact, everybody's on their own journey in life. Another season might come later in your life where y'all cross paths. And it might be your season to reignite, your relationship. And maybe sometimes not. But one thing I learned is not to be upset with people, not to have hatred for people, not to be forgiving, right? Because My whole thing is this. If you walk around with hatred, you're not forgiving. It's like poison inside your body. Forgiveness is not necessarily just for the person. It's for you. I realized forgiveness was for me. My mental health was suffering. I'm on this journey to love myself. My mental health was suffering. So I realized, okay, some people, I just got to draw my line in the sand and stand on my square. I got to stand on it, 10 toes down. And that's what I decided to do. Was it easy? No. But you have to do things knowing people who may not know your situation are going to judge you. But keep in mind, those who judge you have no heaven or hell to put you in. You have to do what's best for you in your life. And if it means that for a season you might have to love someone from a distance, do it. Do it so that for yourself, but it's also to see how is your mental doing after that. Do you feel more at peace? Are you stressing less? If you have trouble forgiving people, and every time you think about the things they've done to you, you boil up with resentment, you haven't forgiven them yet. You haven't healed yet. You need to slow down, take a step back, and just heal. You have to literally have an out-of-body experience. Let me tell you something. One time I was in a situation where I was so hurt. I was so hurt. For many years, I was just hurt. And until I changed my frame of mind to say, you know what? I have to think about the person that's doing the hurting. Because hurt people hurt people. So I had to take a mental journey into their life to see what might have molded them to be that way. And I had the most shocking revelation. I literally had an out-of-body experience. And I was like, oh my gosh. I tried to relive some of their experiences that they told me about. And I just got so sad. I got sad. Why? Because it explained to me a lot of why they were the way they were. It taught me to have empathy. Okay? Not to just go running back and, jump on that toxic, Ferris wheel. Not that. It just gave me empathy to be more understanding of why they was moving the way that they were. With the empathy came love and forgiveness. I didn't forget. You can't forget. That's just like when people tell you, oh, slavery's over, forget about it. No, we can forgive, we can learn, but we can't forget, because if we forget, it could happen again. But we do have to love, truly love. And sometimes that might mean putting a little space between you and somebody. But at the same time, also have empathy for them, because there's a reason that people behave and move the way they do. I also learned if somebody's doing you wrong and you feel offended and you've communicated with them over and over again, the worst thing you can do is then go and gossip. Now you're taking your experience and you're feeding it to everybody and expecting them to have the same feelings as you. No, they didn't go through what you went through. The best thing you could do is love them from a distance, move on with your life, and have forgiveness. That's the main thing. You got to love some people near and dear. Love isn't just for family. It could be friends, people not related to you, people that don't have expectations out of you, they want something out of you in exchange for love. You want You want to love people in different ways. You also need to forgive people in different ways. You can literally forgive people to their face. You can forgive some people in your heart. Maybe you're no contact with them and it's not going to make sense to pick up the phone and be like, hey, I forgive you. No, but you can forgive them though. That's for you. The forgiveness is for you. It's for you to feel better. Because you will wind up getting sick if you walk around with resentment in your body, or you're constantly angry because you're replaying memories in your head over and over again. You become a bitter person. And then that bitterness just consumes you. I've learned to not let this world make me bitter. I have been hurt. And maybe there's people, obviously, that I've hurt. There's a couple instances I've known, like as I go through my journey of change and growth, there was like little things I realized, wait a minute, I did this in the past. You know what? I thought about my relationship with that person, like, okay, well, this is somebody I still talk to on the phone, or this is somebody I feel comfortable picking up that phone. And guess what? I did it. I humbled myself and I picked up that phone and I said, I want to talk to you. Can we talk on the phone, or do you want to go out to lunch or something? What works for you? I want to talk to you. And I literally humbled myself and I apologize, because I'm not perfect. No one is. Either you got to forgive somebody and you also have to apologize to somebody. And you can do both from a distance, in your heart, or in person. But just remember to just love. And just remember that you got to love people in different ways.